Hey, what's up? Welcome to Billionaire Baddie, Divine Feminine Tarot. I am your psychic bestie, bringing you all of the hottest divine feminine tea, helping you stay bullshit and sucker free, focused on your business and your bag. In that order. Now, bestie, I definitely need you to do me a favor and make sure if you're new that you subscribe, okay, to our Divine Feminine channel. Readings usually go out on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and weekend days. All right, but I'm definitely going to do my best. All right, to put up more readings on the channel. So show some love and support. Okay, here by liking the video, subscribing. Definitely meet us over in VIP Patreon. All right, that is where I post my most exclusive psychic readings on breaking news and trending topics that everyone wants the tea about. All right, I do not release them on YouTube. So that includes my world predictions, zodiac forecast, of course, more divine feminine readings, celebrity readings. All right, everything. Like it's just so much over there. So definitely join VIP Patreon. Okay, you can join as a free member and then upgrade when you see something that you want some tea on. All right. That being said, hi, Patty. Let's get into the energy surrounding you. Of course, as always, I hope that wherever you are happy, safe, loved, and protected. Gotta make sure I get my thing going on here, right? All right, because they be looking and lurking, right? All right, let's get the energy surrounding you right now. Okay. Give me the energy surrounding my beautiful bodies. All right, that's too many. All right, so definitely it is giving, you know how you have like that midday kind of brunch. Okay, maybe this is an extended like break. Okay, or when you break, you break. Okay, I know a lot of baddies, a lot of feminists have been talking just about burnout. Okay, so this could be a time where you definitely want to treat yourself. Okay, here you go to lunch and then do something extra after lunch. Okay, it's just some type of activity, maybe treating yourself, shopping. It's like, okay, I always go shopping. Maybe visit, like a museum or a movie. It's kind of giving me the energy of just do something a little extra, okay? Something that you love, an activity that you love. Definitely pamper yourself because you could need that. Just some special attention, all right, here. All right. Now, you could be looking up something, or somebody could be looking up some information about you, or vice versa. Some of you could, you know how you kind of just get obsessed with a certain topic. All right. Right now, for me, it's like food. Okay, there's something in my eye. Hold up. I hate when that happens. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Oh my gosh. It's like the eyelash falls, and oh my gosh. All right. Come on. All right. Hold up. Or somebody could be like trying to look into you to see what you're into. Okay. Here. That's too many. It's really giving the energy of self-care. It's giving the energy of I kind of need an activity. I kind of need a hobby. I kind of need a way to channel some energy. Yeah, I really need to stop. Okay. This could be baddie coping mechanisms. All right. Finding healthy ways to cope with anxiety, stress, um, again, burnout, or if you don't have a therapist, not everybody has insurance or anything like that. Healthy ways to cope with things that, are traumatic. ways that you can work through your own healing. Some of you may be, Googling self-help books, or it'd be a good idea to, because not everybody has access to adequate health care, to kind of take care of their mental and such. And so you may need to be proactive about that, yourself. Okay, here, if you're kind of going through, all right, kind of, take matters into your own hands. You're fully capable. I do want to say that. All right. Here, you're not going to understand or get everything, right off, but just starting on that journey to mental health, self care, and awareness. All right. That's all that counts. Okay. Here. But I do see that energy. Okay. A little bit of obsessing, a little bit of anxiety. Okay. Here. And I feel like the best cure for that is to find methods to relax. Okay. And I also find too that the more I am educated about something, the more that kind of helps take care of the problem. When you don't know, when you don't have the information, that kind of exacerbates the anxiety as to where it's just like, okay, well, why do I freak out when I go, you know, in the dressing room or whatever, closed spaces or whatever. And so you Google it. And then, there's a book. And then you go to the bookstore after you have lunch and, you go look up that book that you saw on Google about that thing. And, why do I do that thing? Or why can't I sleep? Or why am I still ruminating? Or why do I have, you know what I mean? That's kind of the process that I'm feeling for you here. All right. Some of you may be disassociating, okay, as a coping mechanism to kind of help you deal with something when it could help just, you'd be surprised with getting out, just getting some air, okay, can do for your mental health, can do for your well being, all right. Some of you may be coping with um, some challenging or depressing experiences, whatever you use. I see a little bit of energy of blacking out. So for some, it could be alcohol, all right, as a means of escapism. And so Holy Spirit and your ancestors are saying, listen, you're going to have to find a way to deal with this and kind of get past this. All right. Again, for those of you that have access, go do it. Go find the therapist, go get the help. All right. Those of you that don't, then that means you have to take matters into your own hands. That's what our ancestors did. They didn't have everything that we have now in 2025. Baby, it was just the river and Bambi and the tree next to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you need, all of these things that, those stupid commercials on TV tell you, your healing is in your hands. You have the ability to do it, to get it under control. All right. You just have to know that you can. Okay. Music would be good for you at this time. Maybe look up a good concert. Okay. I find this is really giving just coping and kind of healing. How can I cope? How can I heal? The idle mind is a devil's playground, right? So the busier you are, okay, and not again, not as a form of escapism, but as a form of channeling, all right, the better you will do, okay? So again, watching an uplifting movie, a rom-com, all right, while you cook dinner or a new recipe, going out to a festival, it's Coachella season here on the West Coast, your local concert or something like that to kind of, again, you know, get that energy moving, screaming, singing out loud, off key type of deal, right? As a measure of release, okay, is what I am getting for you. Yes, as getting angry and crumpling my sheets. Some of you could use just a good cry. Some of you have therapists and you're like, girl, I pay all this money. My therapist ain't doing nothing, okay? Here, yeah, because they're human, all right? Nothing wrong with going to the Holy Spirit, nothing wrong with going for a walk by the ocean or again in the park and just talking to God and saying, okay, what do I need to deal with this? Your ancestors, your spirit guides, they're always there with you. Sometimes, them therapists, it just dependent again, you know, it can be hit or miss, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that. So I am an advocate, kind of, again, for leaning on the Holy Spirit, leaning on your own guides for guidance. A lot of you just getting it out. A lot of you just saying that I am angry. You know, that reminds me. There's this one place I've seen, on TV shows or advertisements where you kind of go there and they kind of let you throw, break shit, burn shit, you know, kick shit and all that. That's what I'm getting here from getting angry and crumpling my sheets. Look up and see if they have something like that in your area. All right. Or again, go into a remote place where you can just kind of, scream or just kind of just throw a fit or just do it in your house. Some of you that's needed. Whatever, you can do to kind of just release. And that's what I feel like for a lot of you. Admitting you're angry, admitting you're pissed off, admitting it's okay to be that. It's okay to have normal reactions to fucked up people, fucked up situations, and not feeling guilty about it, not having people gaslight you and be like, oh, you're, whatever. It's like, that's the narcissist's favorite thing to do. Okay, here. For some of you, whatever you went through, I validate your experiences. You have every right to be angry. You have every right to go off. You have every right to curse people out, whatever it takes, okay, to get it off your chest, to acknowledge it, whatever you need to do. It's healthy, okay, here. So don't let society or your stiff auntie say, you know what I mean, do whatever you need to do and then move on, ground yourself, all right? But there is some energy here suggesting that there is an experience or some trauma or some challenges that you need to actively get moving, get channeling, or get productive, okay? So it just doesn't sit there ruminating, okay, here. Exercise. A lot of people say exercise. Some people have a tough time with exercise regimen and programs. Walking is still exercising. Okay, here. A lot of you could also, sometimes energetically, if it's a bad breakup that you're trying to get over, right? Here, if you have any of their items, okay, that energy could still be lingering around. If you have the items of, a toxic friend or relationship, whatever you're collectively trying to move past, you can't really move past it if their picture is still on your bedside, or you're still carrying that keychain that they give you, or you're still spraying that perfume that they bought you. You're like, girl, it's an expensive perfume. Yeah, I know, girl. Donate it. Okay, donate it and go buy you something else. All right. A lot of you can't move on from things because you're still going back and you're still reading the letters. You're still reading the text message. You're still going to the same restaurants. You're still checking their social media. All right. Here, you can't move on if you still have the thing, you still have the attachments. All right. So for some of you, release those attachments, throw away the shirts or mail them back or whatever you need to do. Okay. Here, say, I'm not showing up to the family function if Uncle Benny is going to be there. And I told you, whatever happened when I was a child and you blew me off. Yeah, I won't be there. Don't even mention it if so and so is going to be there. It's basically about boundaries and standing up for yourself. All right. Taking a mental health day. This says because I'm hung over. So again, some of you are, and listen, I'm not opposed to, an occasional bottle of wine or anything. Not at all, baby doll. Okay, here. But just blacking out and overindulging, it's just like, is that when you wake up, it's still going to be there. The problem is still going to be there, right? So let's find a healthy way to do it. All right. Swinging the pendulums of depression and mania. So, again, a lot of you, it is a mental health respite, so to speak. Again, I encourage all of you baddies, all right? Those of you, I know a lot of you have, amazing jobs, you're saving up, you have that savings for a rainy day. Maybe you just been saving and saving and saving. Go book you a trip, go book you a weekend vacation, okay, here, a staycation. All right, get out and start enjoying some of the fruits to your labor instead of sitting around ruminating, okay, about people, things, and places that you can't change. All right, here, giving people no excuse to change because you're still around. All right, but if you remove yourself, you've removed yourself, so you don't even have to sit around worrying about if they changed or not because you're too busy doing your own thing. Right? Let's clarify with the tarot. Give us some advice here. Do you hear this? Okay. Okay, that's just like two, baby, is piano and water. Okay, here, something as little as that. Okay, playing in your house, playing and as you're doing your self care or getting ready or preparing for your day or coming home to wind down. There are little things that you don't have to. Okay, I don't have a therapist. Okay, well, play you some jazz music or play you something calming. All right, here and cook you a good meal or have an amazing dessert while you figure out. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, while you journal about it. All right, here. Uh, that's what it's giving. All right. It's not really the time and saying, well, I can't. It doesn't. You don't have to be a millionaire or a billionaire to take care of yourself. You have the power and the tools, just like our ancestors did in the beginning of time. All right. So we have Five of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. Okay. A lot of this is you don't, stop fighting trying to validate yourself to people that don't matter. Okay. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. All right. Your word is enough. Your no is enough. Your I said what the fuck I said, and no further explanation needs to follow that is enough. Right. A lot of your mental, um, the moods and the ebbs and tides of, moods and all of that, you could bring a lot of that down, all right, if you set strong and firm boundaries. Number one, on who has access to you. Number two, on just standing up for yourself and not feeling guilty about that. All right, especially if you struggle like with people pleasing or things like that. Work on your confidence, work on your assertiveness. All right, work on your, women, sometimes we have this thing where we're afraid to piss people off. Who cares? They don't care about pissing you off. They don't care about doing whatever, you know what I mean? So there's no point in you tiptoeing around and worrying about how somebody feel about whatever. And a lot of the world, all, just the world at large, always feel like they got to feel some type of way about what a woman is doing. Tell them to kiss your ass. Okay, here, it's none of your business. I don't have to explain nothing to you. I don't have to run nothing by you. If I'm done, I'm done. If I don't want, what I mean? A lot of that, and meaning it and standing on it, all right, and being firm on it, not wavering, going back and forth, not folding, okay, will take care of a lot of that. The more confident you feel in yourself, and the more you're not worrying about having difficult conversations or even confrontation. All right, here, it's not even a confrontation if you're just stating, how you feel. There really is no debate. This is how I feel. Okay, you feel how you feel. That's great. That's good. I'm moving on. Okay, here, there's a lot of energy again around Maybe people just challenging you, standing up for yourself, challenging your independence, trying to make you like bow. And so maybe this is my life. Okay, here. What you have to say, think, feel is irrelevant. All right. You are irrelevant unless I make you relevant. You understand? A lot of anxiety. Oh, my boss. And, I kind of get it. But if you know that you're doing your job, if you know that you're the best employee, if you know that you beat everybody ass around you, and it's an environment where the brown nosers or the ass kissers, somebody stroking somebody ego, and that's kind of getting them an extra fucking donut for a lunch or whatever. Okay, then that ain't nothing. Why are you going home having anxiety? It's bullshit, right? It's bullshit. A lot of this mental angst you can eliminate by just looking at shit black and white, calling out bullshit for what it is, and not worrying about it. A lot of the mental angst, all right, you can eliminate just by being confident and knowing who the fuck you are, knowing what you bring to the table. And if somebody, isn't adding to that, then all right. You see, I did it like this commercial keeps trying to come in, like trying to bother me. I'm like, I don't want to hear no commercial. So I'm going to keep until I get back to what I want. And that's kind of what this energy is for you. All right. Here. Standing firm. All right. Here in your autonomy, regardless of what somebody say, regardless of how somebody comes at you. And that's what it seems like. Okay. Here, or the energy here is society or just people around you wanting you to kind of shrink yourselves for their ego. Fuck all that. What I'm gonna do that for? What I'm gonna do that for? And you don't have to. You really don't have to, because when you put it in perspective, okay, you have an issue, you have a problem. I'll remove myself, so now you don't have an issue, you don't have a problem. Looks like a win-win. Now I have peace, so I ain't got to worry about you. And now you don't have an issue or problem because I'm not there for you. You see what I'm saying? We don't need to talk. We don't need to. You see what I'm saying? Right? You can take that off of your mental Rolodex. Okay. Here. And then you have to say, well, what do you got? What about people that go out of the way? Shut it down. Just shut it down. And stop being, there is a way you can stick up for yourself without, burning the whole office down if you need to. Yeah, but you know, a lot of this is just sticking up for yourself, standing up for yourself, and not feeling no type of way about it because nobody else does when it's their turn. All right. A lot of feminines have trouble because the world tells them, what they should and how they should, and all that. And depending on how you were brought up, you're supposed to listen and take that. Nah, fuck all that. All right. Only person you need to be listening to is God and the Holy Spirit. Other than that, everything else, and everybody else and what they got to say and feel is trivial, if that. Okay. Dear, I hope that helps you. All right, here. I love our space. I love this channel. It's not full of everybody to each his own, but when you're on a journey of healing and all, it's like I don't need all that rah-rah and who trying to kill me and who set me up and who all that, but like no, okay. If it's here, then cool. But I just feel like the times we are in as a collective is just like, no, like give me something that's really going to help me thrive and navigate this foolishness. Okay. Um, period. All that other stuff is just fantasy island, child. All right. All right. I will see you for the next reading. Have a beautiful day, Betty. Love you.